Well, hello everybody, and welcome again to Cloud 2020's Insights. Today we're talking about Wave 1, but we're specifically talking about marketing. Now, I have to say, I've joined you in being quite excited about this, Ian. I am, because it is a positive benefit to something. It solves a problem that we've been trying to solve for quite a while. So, I mean, there's an awful lot of changes happening within marketing, some great stuff in there. But the thing that attracted my attention more than anything was use customer journeys to target leads in addition to contacts. Now, why is that exciting?
Why? Exactly. Why? Tell me, go. So I know you've been waiting for this, and it's there.
For example, with our human resources solution, we went with HubDrive to the CIPD conference in 2019. It's probably the last time I was out of the house, to be honest, and it was in Manchester. So we went there. We came back with a lot of leads. Now, these weren't people that we knew. They actually were leads, but they were people that had expressed an interest in finding more out. Now, the thing was, within marketing, up until this particular update, we have to create them as contacts in order to market to them, and that gives us a problem in that we actually have quite a lot of them, and it meant we would have all these people in our CRM that we maybe weren't actually going to be speaking to ever again. They might just ignore the email, the wonderful emails that Katie created. How could they? But they might. And so we might not actually get anywhere with them, and they might have gone home and thought, well, you know what, actually we don't have the money for that this time, or it's not the right time, or even I'm changing my job anyway, so I'm not doing that. There's a lot of reasons why we might not engage with those people. So I wanted them to stay in leads, but marketing to them was just using customer journeys and creating a segment was tricky. We had to there were all kinds of workarounds. So now we can add them. We can add them to customer journeys, and they can stay as leads, or we can move them into some of our fancy new lead process bar that we've got in play in Dynamics 365 Sales. Very excited about that. But it means actually we can work them the way we want to work them. So I think that's a great thing. I really do.
I agree with you entirely. It's been something that's almost been a hangover for a long time since the implementation of marketing around can you market to leads, and yeah, now you can, and I think that's massive. And again, bringing leads in from, let's say, LinkedIn advertising, that type of stuff, it get exactly the same thing. They come in as a form submission, it creates a lead, and now we can do something with them in our language. They're now a suspect before we convert them to actually a lead and start on, and then marketing, a marketing lead. So yeah, I think that's massive. But there's loads of other stuff as well. That's why I'm excited. Look, and I know how excited as I am.
Tell me the rest.
I think things like notifications, right? So you've got text messaging in there, but also notifications, and this is so much more of a more up-to-date customer journey thing. So, if you use perhaps event management to run a webinar, for example, like we do, and you get people sign up, then we send them emails. Don't forget, in a week's time, put it in your calendar, what have you. Now, on the morning, you can send them notifications so it pops up on their phone. Because where do people live these days? On their phone, right? Yeah. So you can have it pop on their phone. Don't forget in half an hour to log into the webinar and things like that. But also the whole journey thing, and we've not even had a chance to really explore this yet, but the journey tracking and the dynamic KPI monitoring is phenomenal, and I think that it means that you can now seriously fine-tune that customer journey to really have some marketing impact. I think marketing is the development that's gone into marketing now is astonishing, and it really has. It's arrived. I think I've said that before, but I'm really excited now. It certainly has arrived.
It's arrived again.
Lots of good things. It's come back again.
It has arrived again. I'm quite interested in the AI features actually that are coming out, because I think AI within around measuring progress, because new sales, we're going to have to make sure that we're spending our money wisely, that we're engaging in ways of approaching people that they like, and it doesn't irritate them or annoy them. We can pick up some of that information from the way we can measure within Dynamics 365 marketing, but also this experiment with next action in a journey to optimize for results. Well, I don't know what that means yet. I haven't seen it, but that's very useful. Actually, just try a few different ways, and the AI will let us know. And I consider the AI to be much cleverer than me, of course. It will let us know what the best option is. It's fantastic.
Yeah, because it's got the ability to do those options, if then else type stuff, isn't it? It's almost like A/B testing in emails is a massive requirement for marketers, and I get that, but it's A/B testing to the degree, isn't it? And I think that the other use of AI, which I think is seriously important, is the ability to use natural query language when defining a segment.
Yes.
Now, I don't know about you, and I've studied data and stuff like that, but I still sometimes struggle trying to get my head around. I know what I want to get out. Sometimes trying to get the right query to get that segment right can be challenging. But to be able to use natural query language as a first stab and then test it, I think is a great bit of a great innovation coming up. That's just landed.
I mean, for me, I still get my and or ors muddled up anyway. So mostly, my first go is no results, and I have to go back and find out where the right way to do this. I hope I'm not giving away too much of my ineptitude there, but that's the truth of it. I mean, the introduction of natural language will definitely help me as a non-techie person get on board with it. But the other thing is a kind of slightly might be a bit dull, but I think it's going to be really useful. And that is the ability to tag your digital assets within marketing. So that's the thing. You end up creating a lot of collateral, content blocks, all of that kind of stuff. And that's all great. And it's great having somewhere to keep it. But then how do you search for it? How do you find exactly the one you want? Using tags, I think, is a really good way. And I like the fact that it appeals to my slightly OCD around saving files, saving content, that you could have that organized and a process around tags to make that easier.
Yeah. But as we often emphasize to customers, it's important you get your collateral within that environment, because it's about protecting your brand, isn't it? It's about, just simple down the colors, the font, what have you, the video style, the headers, the footers, the videos. You need that brand management, and the marketing piece can do that. But then it does become a bit of a beast, and you've got to be able to, as you quite rightly say, find the right bit of, it's like, oh, we've got this great opportunity. We need a message out to our customers now. I can't find the bit of collateral I need. So I absolutely get what you're saying.
Absolutely. And I think probably this is the last one we'll have time to talk about today. Yeah. But this idea of having a templated and custom events, the option for that. So both of them, but also that they can trigger customer journeys as well. So it's that bringing together of what in some other systems are actually quite different and separate applications that you're using. So I think that is a real winner. Actually, the events management stuff within Dynamics 365 marketing is very, very good. And now, of course, they've brought Teams into being able to be used for the web environment, and that it isn't just Teams Live, it's also an ordinary Teams event, which we actually find to be the most flexible way of producing these kinds of things. Sometimes the live part of it can get a little bit glitchy or difficult if you've got multiple people taking part in a webinar. It's fine if there's only you and then you're handing over to somebody else, but actually to have a conversation like this, there's nothing like an ordinary Teams meeting with a recording. Definitely.
I think they both have a place. I think if you go in the Teams, like the live meeting route, you've really got to work at it. You've got to have somebody managing it, like we have our amazing Katie that manages all that for us, and we just get on with it. But the advantage then is you can do the sharing of the recording piece, and you can also get the download of the attendees straight off the back of it,
useful.
which is incredible. So very, very useful information. We're in danger here. We were going to do a quick short bit about marketing, and we've already overrun. And I can see Katie going, stop. So let's stop now.
Again, she's having to pull on the reins and get us to get to a halt. You're absolutely right, Ian. I mean, there's more there. There's a lot there. We haven't touched sales or customer service or any of that stuff. So, you know, we've got our topics ahead, for a lot of weeks to come, I think. And we'll obviously come back to our audience and bring more of that and our opinions about that, and how we see where we see those innovations working specifically around our world, and hopefully for our partners and our customers out there. So we'll draw this to a close now and say thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. And in the meantime, bye bye.
Cheers everyone.